Hi and welcome to the Halloween episode of Fun with Friends, Food and Film. Of course, my guest is Steve Evans of Evans Candy. Steve, it is so great to have you here.
Thank you, my pleasure.
You're going to be teaching us about chocolate today. It's not scary.
That's exactly right. So many people think, oh, chocolate, I can't do it. I can't do anything with it. I'd like to show you that you really can work with it. You can do some really cool things with it on your own, at home, and have a fantastic result.
And why did you pick Pirates of the Caribbean?
Well, it's just a fantastic movie. I mean, it takes me right back to my childhood, you know? We always would play things like that, Robin Hood and Pirates and Western Town where we dress up as cowboys, you know, all those kind of things. So it was just like a trip back memory lane when I'm watching Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm like, this is exactly what we pictured when we were playing as kids. It was awesome. It's a great movie.
Now, I know your older sister was nice, but were your older brothers nice when they played with you?
They were. They were good to me. They were just old enough that they also kind of took care of me as the little brother. So they didn't, you know, totally beat me up. I got thrown around a little bit, but
that's nice.
Not too terrible.
Oh. Well, let's start on the chocolate. You're going to be melting some chocolate for us. I understand you only buy local chocolate.
That is correct. Yes, we use one of Wilbur Chocolate's premium chocolates. They're milk and their dark chocolate.
Gosh, it's huge.
Yeah. It comes in 10-pound bars, and we just break it all up. And
he actually was breaking it up with a hammer a little bit ago.
Yep, that's the best tool for it. So just a nice clean hammer and break it into hunks. And then from there, it's very easy to melt. And a lot of people, that's where they first get into trouble with chocolate. They think that, you know, you can just use the highest possible heat and just get it done quickly. Well, that's the first mistake, because chocolate does require patience. As long as you have patience, you and chocolate will get along just fine. So here, what we've got here is we've got some of our chunks of chocolate. You can see they're still fairly large pieces. And what I did for our purpose today, you can actually blend the milk and the dark chocolate together and create your own chocolate flavor that you like. So if you like a little bit darker chocolate, use mostly dark and put a little bit of milk in. You can use all dark or all milk, but for fun, you can blend it any way you want. They're fully compatible. So very easy to melt. All you need is a microwave and a nice microwavable bowl. Typically what I do is put it on for high for about a minute. Go through the minute, let it do its thing. We'll take it out and stir it around. Once that's done, we'll put it back in for probably another 45 seconds or so, and we'll take it out and stir it around. At that point, it's just about will be completely melted. We may need to microwave it for another 20 seconds or something like that. The biggest mistake people make is they try too much heat, too fast, zero patience, and you will scorch or burn your chocolate. And at that time, what usually happens is once you scorch chocolate, it starts to get thick. And so people make the mistake of thinking, oh, more heat. Well, actually, you're already past the point of too much heat. And you might as well just throw that away and start over again and use more patience this time.
That's very interesting.
Starting to get some melting on the edge. And it's not necessarily too fruitful. You're not going to get much melting going on, but you do want to stir the chocolate around, distribute some of that heat that was getting built up from the microwave. So you see the chunks are starting to get a little bit melty. And what we'll do, we'll put them back in. Now that we jostled them around a little bit for about 45 seconds. If you do want to dip with it, like marshmallows or pretzels or whatever your own creation might be, this is going to make the chocolate warm. A little too warm to dip with because it's a tempered chocolate, which means it's a better quality chocolate. But then what you need to do is you will need to cool it after you melt it. So when you melt it, it's going to be around 110, 115 degrees. You want to cool it to about 90, 91 degrees. At that point, you would want to make a couple shavings from a block of chocolate that you didn't melt, put that in, stir that into the chocolate, and let the chocolate cool to about another, say, 87, 88 degrees. And at that point, you're ready to use it. Now you can see we have chocolate that's just about completely melted with a nice smooth consistency. And it's at this point that you could begin cooling it. And you can begin cooling it by either just continually agitating it gently and letting it sit on your counter. Some people put it in the refrigerator for a minute or two to cool it down. Or you can do what I'm going to do with this, and we're going to mix this with some heavy whipping cream and create a chocolate sauce that can either be used for dipping fruit, like a chocolate fondue, or it would be perfectly fine to put drizzle it over ice cream. Any way you want to eat it, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And what I have here is 2 cups of heavy cream. And what I did was I heated it on the stove just so it's just about ready to boil. It's okay if it does boil a little bit. It's good to just scald the cream just a little bit like that. Be careful not to let it on too long. It will boil right out of the pan. So we're just going to pour that in first. You always want to put your cream in first and add your chocolate to your cream. The Pine View is our cream of choice at the candy shop. Now we've got our chocolate, which we blended. It's a milk and a dark chocolate blend. And what I did was, you can do like a 1-to-1 ratio or a little stronger than that with the chocolate to create your chocolate fondue or sauce. So what will happen is the more chocolate you use, the thicker it will be. If you want it to be thinner and more pourable, do 1-to-1. If you want it to be thicker, do something like 2 cups. We've got here 2 cups of cream. I'm going to put 3 cups of chocolate in, so it'll be just a little bit thicker. And that is that. And then what we do, before we put it in the mixer, take your spatula and you want to just gently fold that chocolate into the cream. If you just put it in the mixer, you might have a mess on your hands because it might knock it out and splash it all over the place. This creates an unbelievably rich chocolate sauce that you can do anything you want with.
My favorite time. We get to try it, and Steve, I can't believe how easy and simple this is. It is not scary.
Yeah, a little time and a little patience, and you can have a fantastic dinner treat, dessert treat for all your guests. Halloween, any time of the year, really. I love strawberries. I'm always going after the chocolate-covered strawberries.
Amazing, that cream. YFC, your dad started the local Lancaster Youth for Christ, very popular back in the 70s, in the 80s. And for a lot of us, it was our Halloween experience, Scream in the Dark. It was their big fundraiser, brought in money, I guess, for like the entire year.
Yes, it did a lot.
And so was it your dad that started that? Like, what gave him the idea?
Yeah, he had been the director there for quite a few years, and I think just in travels, heard some different ideas about haunted houses and thought, wouldn't that be a neat fundraiser, a way to get the community involved, and just draw people into it, in addition to a lot of the church kids and the youth group activities that were already there. And it just ballooned into this fantastic, huge event every fall for the the Halloween fun of a haunted house and a fun house put together.
Yeah, because it did have the fun house aspect to it too. It wasn't all like scary, gory.
One of the best things ever about it was, I don't know if other places were doing it at the time, but the electric chairs.
Oh, that was before you even went in.
That was
I
like
don't
a
even know
little
if you
gray
could do
skin.
that today.
No, you probably would get in trouble today.
I remember Claire Hostetter was the one that usually was the monitor of that.
I remember as I was little, I would just sit in the back.
Terrified of that.
I would sit in the back balcony area, and I just watched people all night long.
Yeah, there were like 2 electric chairs on either side of the stage, and like I would go up with my friend, and there was a moderator in the middle, and there was a traffic light in front of you, and it said stop, and as soon as it went to green, you had to hit the pedal, and if you were fast enough, you would shock your friend.
But if you were too quick and you pushed your pedal while it was still a red light, you would shock yourself.
I forgot about that.
And so many people, they would get up there and they'd be like, I'm going to get my friend, and they'd stomp that pedal before it turned, and they would jump. Oh man, I mean it
do you know how many like volts that was?
It was a lot. We're just gonna say a lot, and it wasn't harmful, but there was very few people that could sit on that seat and take that.
Oh yeah,
they flew off the chair.
I was shocked. I remember it very well.
Claire would always say, do you remember what we would always say to people?
No.
Hold on to your chewing gum.
Oh,
so many people would yell, and their chewing gum would just go flying.
I forgot about that. You're younger than me, so were you able to be in Scream in the Dark as a character?
I went through a little bit. I didn't do it a lot because of my age, but I went through with my dad. And got to see a little bit of it in action. But most of the time, I would just go there when they were working on it during the day, and I would just go and play. I would play in there, and I would go down the slide, the way you got out of it at the end. Oh, it was fantastic. This is our
Evans family is all about fun. To this day, Evans equals fun.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you. We could share so many stories.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We'll have to have you back and you can share your dad's cheese fondue recipe.
It'd be my pleasure. We would always do that for, it was a New Year's thing.
Yeah,
I
think it was at your house for a Super Bowl party. You did it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
this
delicious.
is amazing. Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy candy eating.